I could do the math now because
It's a good.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. We're back in public session for our City of Philomath regular City Council meeting, returning from executive session. It is still Monday, July 13th, and it's currently 9:07 p.m. Coming out of executive session, I am going to move to direct the city attorney and the city manager to complete an agreement and general release and execute the agreement with the bank for properties currently owned or properties currently or anticipated to be under foreclosure at 777 South 16th Street, 781 South 16th Street, and 785 South 16th Street. Okay, do you need me to restate that, Crystal? Okay. So it's been moved by Mayor McMorrin, seconded by Councilor Salsa to direct the city attorney and the city manager to complete an agreement and general release and execute the agreement with a bank, I don't know, for properties currently or anticipated to be under foreclosure at 777, 781, and 785 South 16th Street. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Yeah, so. Okay, now back to the beginning of our agenda. For our consent agenda, we have the minutes from June 8th and the minutes from June 22nd. Is there a motion on the consent agenda? Councilor Andrade?
So moved.
No second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilor Andrade, seconded by Councilor Salsa to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
The consent agenda is approved unanimously. Next up, we have,
It says we voted for $6. It was actually $7 that we had voted on. And it went down, but it says 6 in the minutes.
We'll fix that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do we need to go back and, okay.
Yeah.
Next up, new business E1, the Main Street RFP preparation for 1348 Main Street on page 11.
Yeah, so I got the RFP put together. Again, it's just gonna go to the two proposals that we got from the two different teams. Try to help them differentiate themselves a little bit. I think the main thing there is the timeline that we're looking at, give them some time, but hopefully have everything due by first part of August. They know that this is coming, so they've already done some prep work. Because we're trying to be timely. And then I think the other big piece is kind of the scoring at the end. On page 16, and as stated in the memo, anticipate the city council will get you each individual score sheets. And so as soon as we get both presentations, assuming we've got two, one from each, if you'll each go through those and score those, there'll be some additional directions on the scoring chart of kind of what you're looking for, what these mean. But you'll individually score them, we'll get that, and then at the meeting in August, you'll have kind of a total scores and have some deliberation and be able to select one of them. The firm that you select will move forward into an agreement with us to help negotiate what the development of the property will look like. So we'll look at boutique hotel together, we'll look at housing together, so all of that analysis we'll kind of look at and evaluate. And then the agreement will also state at what point the city's gonna kind of cut the umbilical cord and let them do their thing as a private development. And we're just gonna become either a ex-landlord or an ex-property owner, landlord, whoever that agreement ends up looking like. So this process, just picking which firm are we gonna kind of go side by side with during that planning and development stage, until construction starts, and then we'll back out. So that's kind of what we're looking at, timeframe wise and scoring wise, and responsibilities from the council. Happy to take any comments, like I said in the memo, if there's specific things in here you like or don't like. Happy to get that mixed and tweaked, but hopefully you trying to keep this fairly simple for them and straightforward for you as well.
I think I guess it's a good document. I appreciate the work that went into it. The only thought I had is I've appreciated getting some of the input from the Housing and Economic Development Committee during this process. Do you think we'd be able to have them also score it or have them involved in the review somehow? Just because I want to make sure we're following up since they kind of initiated this in part. Yeah, I think it would be helpful to kind of get them along.
Yep, we do it.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Crocker and then Councilor Irwin.
Page 13, C1 zoning allows 5 or 8 stories. I do not believe there's anything taller than a 3-story building in our town right now. And it seems to me that an 8-story building would be a very awkward,
Noticeable.
and it wouldn't, wouldn't really fit into our town. I realize there would be more money made if they could do 8 stories, but I think for aesthetically, 5 stories should be the most.
Yeah, so we'd have to change our development code, because right now it allows up to 8.
Is there anything even close?
No,
No,
but you're saying that's already allowed.
it's allowed right now in our current development code. Yeah, so these are just stating this is what's currently allowed to do.
That 8-story.
Well, and that, I mean, that's something we can work with them.
No,
on
we're still
during
gonna
the
partner with
process.
them on
Yeah,
what we want it to look like, so.
this isn't
We'll
a
have someone
blank
say.
check. Because I agree with you. I don't think anyone, to be fair, I also don't think any of the developers we talked to want to put an 8-story building in. I mean, we saw their kind of proposals.
You start getting into significant cost when you
Yeah.
go above a certain number of floors, so it is
Yeah.
a big thing. One thing for me, I've been building,
Ladder.
Yeah.
a small building like that,
No, it's
probably not that enough, because you need elevators, you need blah, 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 blah.
It's way different structurally
It's like-
over a certain height.
Even the type of elevator would change.
Yeah.
Well, then you said that you would need like a new like ladder, right, and truck for,
Yeah.
It has to be
Okay. Other questions or feedback? Okay. So would the intent be, where's the timeline? Do you know, do you know when you would be planning to get these out to us for review and then when you would get them back, or are we not sure?
We're supposed to get them back by the 4th of
Yeah.
August, so we get them out next day,
Okay.
everybody, and then hopefully you only have about a week. I'm not sure when the meeting in August would be, but we want to get them back,
For that.
Wednesday before, just to pull it back in. So you won't have a ton of time. Unfortunately, you'll probably have, there's only 2 of them. But you'll
Yeah.
probably only have 2 or 3 days, kind of quick turnaround to look at them and put a score and get them back in. The thing is the scoring, it'll be cumulative, right? So we want you to go through and look at them, but also know that like, if we're gonna use the other committee as well, you've
Yeah,
got,
right.
at least 8 other people,
Yeah.
10 other
Yeah.
people are gonna be looking at them and submitting scores as well.
And do you, if this is too much, or you guys don't like it, let me know, but do you think we might be able to bill that meeting as like a joint meeting with the Housing and Economic Development Committee, at least for that portion, like we did for the interviews, or even I just would love to kind of hear from them a little bit, maybe too.
I think once the scoring's done, because it's an RFP, the scores are what's gonna hold, like, we're not gonna be able to
Okay,
tweak scores at that point.
okay,
So I mean, they would be welcome to be here, but I don't know that a joint meeting's gonna
Okay.
be overly beneficial.
okay,
As far as the scoring's gonna be the scoring, we'll
Yes.
pull those scores together, and that's gonna be the scores.
Yeah, okay.
And then we're gonna make a selection based on those scores, just to follow our RFP process, so we're not gonna like massage the scores once they're in.
Okay. That makes
You had
sense.
a couple comments, Mayor?
Oh, yeah, please.
So then, is the intent then with getting the committee involved, like having them score as well and have a meeting before the council meeting? Or I guess, what was the
Can you say that one more time? Sorry.
committee, the Housing and Economic Committee? So would the intent then be to allow them to score and or have a meeting before the council meeting, like
I think my initial request was just,
the joint?
yeah, when they send out the score sheets to us, just include all the Housing and Economic Development Committee, and then we can kind of do it into one big pool and then go from there.
Yeah, I'd be leery about an RFP process where you had like a combined meeting and like
Sure.
threw things together and scored things together. I think it would raise some eyebrows. I think independent, pull them together. And again, I know I'm not giving you a lot of detail on the scoring now, but when we give you the scoring sheet, we'll have some additional instructions there, like what you're looking for.
When we talked with the the committee talked about it, and then we talked with the committee about it in the joint meeting. So I agree that I would have loved to one more chime in, but I do think that it's pretty well discussed as
Yeah.
well, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like they're not gonna be surprised by the
No, yeah.
thing. They'll
Yeah.
have an idea of what they want
Yeah.
already.
Mr. Crocker?
I would like this to be a smooth and quick process so that perhaps when we get it, we've got 3 days to score it and get it turned back in. And then I'm just concerned if there's people on that committee that are gonna take their time, or maybe they're out of state or something like that, that we not have to wait for every single one to be turned in.
I think whoever gets it in by the
Deadline. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
As long as we have a majority of the council that's.
Yeah,
Be fine.
yeah. But maybe can we just give them a heads up, like, hey, you'll, on August 5th or whatever, expect to get this, so they're not, they're keeping
You
an eye.
have 3 days to.
Yeah, right, yeah.
If not.
Cancel your vacation.
Yeah, we'll reach out to them this week and let them know.
Okay,
That's what the plan is.
okay.
Uh,
Yes, please.
I move to approve the RFP as presented, and direct staff to proceed with the closed session.
Second.
Okay. Do we need to note the inclusion of the committee in there, or?
No, I got it.
Great, it's been moved by Counselor Salsa, seconded by Counselor Irwin to approve the RFP as presented. Is there any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, would all those in favor please raise your hand and say aye?
Aye.
The motion passes unanimously. Next up, we have the reassignment of the prosecutor agreement with Ivers and Miller Law. I can take a stab at explaining this, Chelsea, and then you can correct me.
You would like to, go for it.
Essentially, the group that we are currently contracted with to provide prosecutor services is sort of splitting up. And we are just saying that we want to keep using the half of the group that we've basically already been using. They just have a new legal entity and a new legal name. So the terms of our contract are exactly the same. Nothing's changing. It's even going to be the same people doing it. We're just saying that we want all the terms we currently have to carry on to the new entity. So is that,
Yeah, essentially the contract says it's a no assignment contract, so we have to specify that we're allowing a reassignment essentially in the contract. And attorneys will be drafting that language for us, pretty basic.
different attorneys than these ones?
Our attorney
Yeah, I know that.
we have them reviewed, but yes, it's a very basic
Yeah,
agreement. It's just literally half a page.
great. Any
Any questions?
concerns, Jackie?
I was just gonna make a motion.
Sure, let's do it.
I move to authorize the city manager to execute an assignment of contract from Ivers and Miller Law to Miller, Castleton, and Flynn LLC.
It's been moved by Counselor Andrade, seconded by Counselor Caseman to authorize the city manager to execute an assignment of contract from Ivers and Miller Law to Miller, Castleton, and Flynn LLC. Is there any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, would all those in favor please raise your hand and say aye? Aye. The motion passes unanimously. Next up, we have Resolution 26-22, National Farmers Market Week Proclamation, which I think I'll actually hold over until our next meeting, now that we will have a second meeting in July. This is not until August, so it might be good to do it closer to.
Sure. I have something more timely that can take its place.
Okay, perfect. Well, I tried to buy it some time, and that time has now been bought back.
I don't often throw them a curveball when I'm throwing. I apologize. I did not talk to you about this ahead of time. But I'd like to recommend adding a new business item to the agenda.
Okay.
That's a consideration of renaming Dale Collins Park. If I get a thumbs up, then I'll continue. Are we okay adding that to the agenda?
Is there unanimous consent?
Already called that?
I think we maybe want to add a word to it.
Oh,
I just want to make sure we're okay adding
Is
something
that
to the agenda.
unanimous consent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yes, Dale Collins passed away. We talked about him last month. We are making this, so the new reader board is up. If you haven't seen already, Crystal's been trying that. We're getting ready to make the permanent signs. They're going to go above and below. One of it's the name of the park, and we'd like to propose renaming the park the Dale Collins Memorial Park in memory of Dale Collins. Right now, it's just the Dale Collins Park. And so just wanted to get the council's approval on that. There's a formal process where nonprofit organizations and the city can do that. I didn't have time to do it. I thought of this today, and it was just timely with the reader board going up and needing to get some built. So if the council's okay with skipping kind of the formal process, all we need is an approval from the city council to name a park, and so you can do that with a motion. Any discussion?
Any discussion? Counselor Andrade?
I move that we change, rename the Dale Collins Park to the Dale Collins Memorial Park.
Seconded by Counselor Caseman. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's been moved by Counselor Andrade, seconded by Counselor Caseman to rename Dale Collins Park to Dale Collins Memorial Park. Do we need any kind of resolution for that, or we can just?
Nope,
Okay,
motion.
great, look at us. We should do this more often.
Oh, no.
Well, not the memorial, sorry. Okay. The only thing because I was thinking about this same thing, because I know you kind of teased this in the past, and I think this is great. I would love maybe somewhere in town to like have just something that is more like the spirit of volunteerism, like even, like Dale Collins Memorial Volunteer Park or some other park renamed, like, just because I feel like that's a huge part of the community, and I feel like that's a great way to kind of honor, to memorialize him beyond just the word memorial. But is there,
Can we,
we can change the motion. I just didn't know if people were
the
interested.
thing you just said was pretty good, the Dale Collins Volunteer
Yeah, should we,
Memorial Park or
Dale
something.
Collins Memorial Volunteer Park or
Yeah.
Dale Collins? I know. Dale Collins Memorial Volunteers Park.
Sign is gonna be about,
that's gonna
How
be,
many lines do we have?
What's his middle
What's
name?
the character
No, sorry.
limit?
The Mayor Emeritus Dale. Yes.
I would propose maybe we make a plaque to go out in the opening right there, that little place that says Dale Collins, volunteer plaque. And then maybe we can nominate a volunteer each year to put up on the plaque. I mean, because that would do the purpose of honoring his volunteerism and put it into today too.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, I kind of like the sign. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm meeting your curveball with a whole other curveball, so I apologize. But I'm fine with just Dale Collins Memorial Park. I was just thinking they something named after volunteers, so great, something like that. Yeah,
you get it with me.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the character limit on the sign.
Yeah, I would lean towards keeping this one simpler, but I
Sure.
like your concept and maybe we could think through that.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone could do, I mean, I know there were some conversations about even like the First Citizens Awards, like naming those in honor of people rather than just first citizen or senior. So I know there's been some conversation there in the past, and so there may be some other
Yeah.
honor him. I think keeping the park name simpler.
Yeah.
Better too.
Okay,
And I will just add that, so that's there, and there'll be a permanent sign above with the city logo. Below will be the name of it, and then kind of like at City Park where they got the wood frames, that's gonna go kind of frame that whole thing as well. So it looks a little small now, it's gonna get built out and beefed up a little bit more. And it'll also mention the Lions Club because of the generous contribution, so.
is that a conflict of interest for the city recorder?
As the incoming president.
Oh, yeah.
For Keith.
That's true. We got a couple conflicts here. Okay, any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, would all those in favor please raise your hand and say aye? Aye. And Dale Collins Park is now Dale Collins Memorial Park. So,
Thank you. Apologize for the curveball.
no, it's okay. Next up, so we're all fine with tabling the farmers market week proclamation to the end of the month. That is our last item of business. Then we have reports. Given that it is 9:27, are there any brief liaison reports? I know you had maybe something. Is it something that we could do at the end of the month?
Yeah, we can do it at the end of the month, especially because it's printed.
Oh, true.
We'll get those printed out.
Are we maybe tabling our council liaison reports until we agree? Okay. Then we do have a management report. Once it's in the packet, I think we can still take a look at that. Any highlights you want to share, Chris or Chelsea?
Maybe it's not go ahead and here's much. We're scheduling site visits with the students from the University of Oregon for the Sustainable Year program. They'll come in the summer. Well, they're scheduling kind of late summer on when they'll actually come and be here and all that. So we'll keep you appraised. I know I still owe a report back to you on which topics that the professors said that they were most interested in. So that'll probably be August as well. I'm adding a lot into August. It might be August or September. Probably August. Probably August. And then lastly, we are actively working with Commonwealth on 20th and Main. I know this report last month said we would have it this month. Just couldn't get to everything this month. So we're in good conversation with them. We're going to extend their time frame another couple of months. So we'll make sure we negotiate it. And like I said, we'll extend out the time to get into a contract 2 months, but we're going to work like we only have a month. So hopefully have that wrapped up by the end of the month. I can have that back to you next month, maybe 27th. I don't know. We'll see how quickly we can make that. But those are the two things kind of jump out at me. Chelsea, did you have anything much? No?
Yeah, nothing specific, except that we did try to organize it as we're transitioning some of those new priority items and add that some of them are completed, just so you've been able to follow along and to keep track a little bit better, maybe.
I did get final approval from ODOT on the radar signs, so those are scheduled for installation at this point. We still need to do a agreement for maintenance, but ODOT has said we can take care of that later because they're bogged down. So they said, go ahead and get it built and we'll take care of the maintenance agreement later. So I know Public Works is scheduling those within the next couple of weeks.
Can we cut a tiny ribbon? Something.
Sure. Little victory.
I'm just saying. Great.
Big scissors, little ribbon.
And then I know I was talking with Gary on Friday, and he said I think even like EV chargers are going in on 12th Street maybe this week or something. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that whole project's supposed to be done by
It got a little delayed. We were shooting to be done before Frolic.
Oh.
Got delayed, so the new target I think is end of the month.
Okay.
Or ASAP. But I just want to go on record and appreciate Public Works, police, city staff, all the work with the Frolic and Rodeo. Obviously, want to appreciate Frolic and Rodeo board for all their work and all the volunteers, but city staff do a lot in preparation for that, even answering questions, everything. And then police, Public Works go up and beyond that week in prep and everything, getting everything mowed, watered, cleaned, street prepped, all that stuff, and then running the mayor through the parade on top of it with a big old hat. That was fun to watch. Anyway, just want to make sure I express appreciation to city staff for stepping up and doing a great job helping out with the frolic and bringing the great weather. It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say a very similar thing. Chris, maybe you too. But no, thank you. I just, yeah, I wanted to echo that. I think it all went off very smoothly. It's not an accident. So appreciate it. Yes, Councilor Andrade.
I had a question about the U of O projects. I missed it when I was writing something down, but did you say that they're, so like they have decided that they will work with us, like like a group of students or whatever? Awesome. I don't think I realized
We've
that.
got several classes that are,
Okay, cool. And so they're coming here to meet to talk with staff more about like or what is?
We'll be talking to staff, some will be talking to business owners, some will be talking to, some will do site visits.
See.
So different, depending on what they're working on, it'll be different things, but the professors like to come out of the classroom.
Yeah.
To the community they're
Yeah.
working with at least
Sure.
once.
Let's get a feel.
So those are what they're kind of scheduling right now, and they're still putting their, course descriptions and all that stuff
Syllabus.
together, and the syllabus, thank you. I was like, what's that word? I've been in college for.
oh,
Anyway, they're working on, so we don't have a ton of answers like, oh, here's everything, but we've got a good enough idea now, like which projects they're gonna move forward with this year. There's some interest in ones for next year already.
It's really cool.
So, yeah, we're excited. It'll be good.
What's our time commitment with them?
We did a 2-year, $50,000 this year, $50,000 next year. Plus two.
Looking forward to hearing more.
We are past our appointed time for adjournment. Any final thoughts or questions?
I do want to note that the motion for the last meeting was made for the $6 and not $7. There was $7 mentioned, but it was not part of the motion.
Oh, sorry, I thought I made the motion. Sorry.
I was going to say, I thought, okay, thank you. Thanks for bringing it up. Just say 60.
you tried.
I did.
Okay. In that case, we will see you all on July 27th, where we will examine the police services fee and the resolution for setting the fee. And we will circle back on the Farmers Market Week proclamation and our council liaison reports, in addition to anything that comes up between now and then. With that, I will adjourn this meeting at 9:33 p.m. Thank you all very much.
Thanks, everybody.